Welcome to The Explainer. Let's just dive right into it. Today, we're breaking down a highly anticipated absolute style clash of a final matchup, Spain versus Argentina. You know, this really isn't just a game. It's a fascinating case study in completely contrasting football philosophies. On one side, we have Spain's brilliant, meticulous design, and on the other, Argentina's overwhelming sense of destiny. We're going to explore exactly how Spain's structured brilliance is uniquely positioned to challenge Argentina's relentless grit. It's going to be an incredible one, so let's get started.
So, picture the core duality of this final. On one side, Spain represents methodical, tactical chess. They absolutely dominate through structure and just keeping the ball. Then, on the other side, we have Argentina, completely characterized by raw, emotional survival instincts and pure grit. The overarching theme of this entire matchup really comes down to this. Can Spain's flawless execution actually break down a team that literally just refuses to stop fighting?
Section 1. Tactics versus pure grit.
Look, Spain's ceiling in this tournament has been unbelievably high. They didn't just scrape by to get here. They played their absolute best game against a very formidable opponent. The Spanish manager, Luis de la Fuente, got the tactics absolutely right. They somehow managed to make a highly talented France team look entirely ordinary. That takes serious calculated doing, and it really proves that Spain's system is operating at peak efficiency. This exact level of tactical perfection is exactly how Spain plans to challenge and ultimately dismantle Argentina's chaotic grit.
Spain's controlled, possession-heavy style is just undeniable. As pundits have pointed out, they almost played a game of chess out there, and they were completely comfortable with it. Spain possesses this incredible instinct for sensing moments in a match. They just keep the ball, dictate the pace, and slowly suffocate their opponents. This level of total control is exactly how they plan to neutralize the massive emotional energy that Argentina brings to the table.
Now contrast that with Argentina. Their journey honestly defies logic. Pundits genuinely didn't think their legs were going to withstand the pressure of 4 grueling matches. Yet they survived, even with dead legs and even when facing a 1-goal deficit against England in the semifinal, they found a way. While Spain relies heavily on tactical supremacy, Argentina has quite literally fought their way into this final through sheer exhaustion and unyielding willpower.
And this visceral grit, it really comes down to one thing. They are a team who will absolutely die for Lionel Messi. When the pressure mounted and they went down a goal, they didn't fold. No way. Instead, a team whose legs should have been totally shot just turned up the volume on their running and their fighting spirit. England simply did not know how to respond to that level of pure, raw, emotional intensity.
Moving on to Section 2, Written in the Stars.
You guys, there is this unbelievable timeline linking a rising star to an all-time legend. Get this, 18 years and 8 months ago, a complete chance charity calendar photo was taken. Fast forward to 2022, Lionel Messi wins the World Cup, cementing his legacy. And now today, that infant from the photo, 19-year-old Lamine Yamal, is facing off against the 39-year-old Messi in the final. These two tremendous football players have literally never crossed paths since that day, making this whole collision feel almost completely scripted.
The story behind this chance encounter is just mind-blowing. So, photographer Joanne Montfort was shooting a charity campaign for a Barcelona sports paper. By pure luck, a very shy, young Lionel Messi, who, by the way, wasn't even the main star of Barcelona yet, was tasked with bathing a 4-month-old baby in a plastic tub in the visitors' locker room. That 4-month-old baby, that was Lamine Yamal. Messi even brought a little rubber duck to try and feel more comfortable, entirely unaware he was literally holding the future of Spanish football in his hands.
This is exactly why this match feels so huge, especially over in Catalonia. As one observer put it, it has to be some kind of magic. It was written in the skies. For the fans in Barcelona, this is a fateful meeting. You have the adopted son in Messi, who became a total legend there, facing off against the native son in Yamal. You just couldn't plan or predict a timeline like this, which makes the whole thing feel like pure destiny unfolding right on the pitch.
Section 3, The Prodigies Collide.
Just think about the contrast between their current situations. It's striking. You have Lionel Messi at 39 years old. His status? Well, he's established himself as the best to ever do it. His pressure level is essentially non-existent at this point. He has absolutely nothing left to prove. Contrast that with Lamine Yamal. At just 19, he's absolutely thriving within the Spanish system, but he is actively seeking that ultimate legacy-defining moment. The dynamic between the established icon and the young phenom is just electrifying.
Which brings us to a really defining question. Over his entire career, and especially in this tournament, we know full well that eventually Lionel Messi will find the game. There's always going to be a Messi moment where he has a massive positive impact. But the real burning question for Spain is, will there be a Lamine moment? Can the 19-year-old elevate his level of play so high that literally nobody can catch him, carrying his team to victory exactly when the final demands it?
Which brings us to Section 4. Who takes the final?
Honestly, it is incredibly hard to call this game. First off, opponents like Egypt and England have literally gotten scared during winning time against Argentina. They took a step back exactly when they should have pressed. Second, to beat that kind of aura, Spain knows they have to be at their absolute best as a collective 11-man team. Total tactical perfection is required. And just to show you how wonderfully chaotic the energy around Argentina is right now, we even have German football legend Bastian Schweinsteiger crashing the Argentinian post-match party, literally jumping up and down with the fans.
But get this. Interestingly, despite Argentina having Lionel Messi, and despite Argentina holding the title of reigning world champions, the odds makers actually have Spain sitting right there as the #1 betting favorite to win this matchup. Let's look at a specific prediction from the analysis. The call right now is a 2-1 victory for Spain, potentially with a player like Oyarzabal stepping up as the match winner. Now, this prediction relies heavily on Spain's midfield taking absolute control of the game, specifically pointing to players like Rodri operating at a literal Ballon d'Or level. If Spain's midfield can dictate the chess match and starve Argentina of momentum, the experts believe their structure will ultimately outlast Argentina's raw fight.
So, here's the ultimate question you should take away from this explainer. Will Spain's absolute tactical perfection overcome Argentina's undeniable destiny? Can an 11-man chess match actually break down a team running on pure grit and the sheer magic of Messi? It really is the ultimate clash of football philosophies. Keep this question in mind when that whistle blows. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you next time as we continue to break down the most fascinating stories in sports.